tune. She got a trying to catch. We'll be quick. So, 3, 2, 1, good. All right. So, my name is Jamarly, Wright. I'm from Jamaica.
I'm from Congo.
Congolese.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
Congo.
Congolese.
With the waistline. So essentially, the topic of today, seriously, is on the current state of black culture.
Okay.
So to kick off, we'll start off with this. What aspect of black culture, be it music, dance, fashion, or anything else, do you find the most inspiring or important?
Oh God.
Yeah,
In the UK, or just
whatever comes to you. Ideally, the UK though.
most important. Oh God, probably music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say possibly music because it's more easy to infiltrate and pass along and share, and you can kind of get a sense of people's cultures through the music, depending on what they talk about.
I have to agree. It's America's biggest export, black music as well.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. Let's expand on that though. Why is it so important to you outside of that? Why personally to you is it so important?
I think it's important because I am quite an introverted person. So getting to know people in different cultures might be a little bit more difficult. Whereas I like listening to music and I like exploring. There's so much music in the world that is just waiting for us to listen to. And so, of course, like I'm gonna go and explore that and find that easier to delve in compared to just walking up to people and asking them about their
'Cause I feel like music actually like determines between each like race or culture. Like I don't know how to describe it. The most cultural thing is music because it brings everyone together. Everyone likes music. So depending on the music culture that you come from, I think it's music.
Would you say it's been like a source of like identity and representation for you?
Definitely, yeah. I think because it's not necessarily a case of monkey see, monkey do, but it's what you see that you can relate to and appeal to. Yeah. So that has a major effect on your
Your upbringing.
everyday life. Yeah, everyday life. Yeah, things you can relate to, like music, for example. Like you could hear a particular piece of music, and you can remember what you was going through during the time when that song got dropped. Yeah. Like if you had a crush or something.
Yeah, it's
or
true.
something. Yeah,
For a breakup.
or something. Something that touches a nerve, you know. Yeah.
That music I can't listen to this day, but we're not gonna get into that.
If you go back looking at, say, like older hip hop, older rap, where it was talking about the struggles and the upbringings that we had. From that point of view, unfortunately, today's generation needs to have a look at itself because it's not talking about the struggles that we have today as a culture. It's very money driven, it's very female sex orientated, and it's not the hip hop that kind of should be inspiring a younger generation of black people today.
What is the biggest problem we're facing right now?
Racism. It's definitely racism.
Yeah.
Yeah, racism all day, every day.
But what about in the community within us as a people? Like,
Black on black crime, like black on black crime. Black people killing black people. It's like that's the main issue right now in our culture. Like we're letting others win by just killing each other off.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. I hate it so much
why do you think we're doing it, bro?
because of this stupid thing like that's just going around in this dumb country. Like I don't know what it is. Like I don't know what it's specific. Obviously, it's postcode wars, this, that, beef from a long time ago, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't need to be that, bro. Like, just stop.
What would you say is the biggest problem right now that we face today?
For me,
That is a deep question.
for me, what I'm seeing in terms of, unfortunately, petty violence. Yeah, that for me is the biggest concern. You know, I've got cousins that are 7 years old. Yeah, my concern is what's going to happen to them when they get to 11, to 12, when they're at an impressionable age. When my 7-year-old cousin comes 14, 15, 16, what happens? Because I know his mum works. So when she's thinking he's at home and he's not, what could he be getting up to? Who could he be hanging around with? Who's influencing him? Yeah, because from the moment you're 12, you're at a very influential age, whether you're male or female.
Yeah.
Very true. Would you what would you say the source of this is? Why this violence is such a big thing in our community?
It comes down to a lot of things. You know, we're in a society now where you've got people that are single parents, not just single moms, but single dads as well. Yeah, they might be working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
They might be working a job where they start at 8 in the morning and finish at 8 in the evening. They're coming home. Yeah, your kid's at home doing homework, but where was your son or daughter between the hours of X and X time and this time? Yeah. Time they get home. You know, they're influenced by, you know, what they see on TV, what they see on, you know, in the newspaper, what they see with their friends. Yeah. You know, there's a saying which is, you know, you are the, I think something to do with, you are the product of the circle and the environment that you grow around with. So if you hang around with 5 intelligent people, you, as the 6th person, you're going to be an intelligent person. So if you decide to hang around with people that are of a bad influence, unfortunately, that bad influence is going to wash onto you.
Yes. All right. What is the biggest problem that our culture currently faces? What is the biggest issue that we have?
I think from day one, it's been division. Like they say,
The fact that we don't know a lot of the stuff that's going wrong, like the stuff that's happening in Congo right now. A lot of people don't know about that. A lot of people don't know about the things that's going on in Sudan, South Sudan as well. So all of that.
So we've got to educate ourselves.
We've got to educate ourselves. Everybody does. Whether you're Caribbean, whether you're African, doesn't matter. We have to educate ourselves. Okay, I'm going. Bye.
Thank you.
Family, right? And when I say family, like sometimes I feel like we forget how big, not just my family. So I regard everybody as family, right? So you know when you're growing up, your mum friend is your auntie, or your mum brethren is your uncle. That's why when I say that, I think we're missing out on that. Yeah.
And that's going to be my next follow-up question. Like, over the years, in today's age, do you think this generation is missing that?
Yes, we're missing our values. So we don't value things like how we used to. Like for me, my son is 16. Well, he's 16 on Monday. And what I'm trying to teach him is the values of respecting your elders, the values of having manners, the values of respect and manners can take you anywhere in the world. When I was having kids, and some of the people when we were having kids, we kind of left that side off when we start growing our own children. Yeah.
What did you leave specifically?
Not me specifically, but when we're growing our children, we forget to give them the basic root, like values, manners, culture, respect, all of them stuff. We didn't really teach them enough for them to now be teenagers and can handle the world in a way where everybody respect them as much as they respect everybody.
So yeah, you think there's been an issue, and I would agree with what you're saying, of that sort of the generational handover of those values, those traditions that equip them to be able to deal with what we have in society, and also carry on those traditions, so that we have that, like as you said, like a lack of like manners, respecting elders, but also a lack of looking out and loving our fellow brothers and sisters.
Ourselves. Yeah. Because remember, I'm Jamaican and we say out of many one people. So it doesn't matter where you're coming from, we're all one, right? And I think the younger generation at the moment, and we can't blame them, as I'm trying to explain, we can't blame them because technically they only learn what they teach. And if we don't start teaching them from young and instill certain things in them, they won't be able to grow up and say, all right, then I'll do the same for my kids. I'll do the same for, do you understand? So I think,
the solution going forward,
I think if we could see eye to eye and people had a longer term vision as opposed to now, because a lot of time we want things in an instant. We're not willing to, plant the tree and wait for the next generation to reap the rewards of the success. We want things now. Like even when we look at Africa, like dictatorship, like some of them are so corrupt because they keep money in their houses and there's abject poverty in their doorstep and stuff like that. So I think it's a thing of reward. Like if we're willing to be patient, like you said, grassroots is term in it. That's his term key. Instilling it in the youth, and making them think longer term as opposed to just now, innit?
So because they've shut down all these youth clubs, the government is not taking a stake in actually supporting, the members of society. I think it's up to us now, because there's no one else. We have to stand up ourselves as a people to make the changes and take responsibility with that. Would you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And that can be done through, local businesses supporting each other. Forming, some sort of groups, fund parks and fund areas like this. But at the same time, when you go to fund areas like this, unfortunately, the minority of those that are in gangs or, that are trouble causers will want to use these areas for nefarious means, and that's the other problem. They see something nice is going on, they find the need to disrupt that. So it's a vicious circle that something good can happen, but at the same time, like I said, it's the minority, not the majority, who spoil it for everyone.
Would you say the solution now to the biggest problem, which is that division, is for us to reconnect, come together?
Yeah, and start from scratch. All this foolishness that we got going on now, we need to smash it down and come back and start building from scratch. Start building up. Look, England or the UK wouldn't be the UK without black people.
100%.
It is what it is, right? And if we could build up the UK because technically the UK was demolished, and we come in and we bring it back up. If we can do that for UK, why we can't do that for each other and for ourselves?
So what are today's learnings? As stated, we aren't aware of our homeland's problems, displaying our disconnection with home and also displaying our lack of control in how we receive news, meaning we're subject to stories about us from other external groups. We're divided. Our music used to acknowledge our problems and pose solutions, but now it sexualizes our sisters and glorifies violence among our brothers. Additionally, there's a gap in the generational handover from our predecessors to the youth, which has resulted in the breakdown of our family values and structures. And our cultural love for our kin, like we used to have, is now gone. Therefore, we need to break down these self-destructive features and recollect who we used to be. As Auntie Luxandra said, if we can build up this broken country and be the backbone of many Western nations, we can do it for ourselves. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Recollect. Please like, comment and share to support the growth of this movement and show me that what I'm doing is something right. Again, I can't do this alone, so let's build a community. If you want me to visit your town or cover a particular topic, get at me on Twitter and Instagram threads, where I'll be collecting people's thoughts for the next videos. Anywho, take care, family.